What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another Tottenham update. Not the usual people, not the usual settings, but we've got David Harris, the Irish Hotspur, with me yet again today. David, big up yourself for coming on, replacing Sim today. How you doing?
No, look, thanks very much for asking me. Look, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be as good as Sim, but I'm going to try my best, and I'm all good, man. Smile on my face, as you can see. Pre-season starting Saturday, Tottenham's back. What more do you want?
Yeah, that's very, very true. And, you know, seeing it as it is the silly season at the moment, rumours flying around left, right and centre. So let's see what's been dominating the headlines today. And we're going to start off with David Ornstein, and he's been talking about West Brom goalkeeper Sam Johnstone, 10 million rated goalkeeper Sam Johnstone. And he's on the radar now for Spurs and Arsenal for a transfer this summer. It looks as though we're going to be battling it out with Arsenal for the signature of Sam Johnstone. I mean, how do you feel about that? And is he one that you would want to see through the door?
To be honest with you, I actually like him. I'll be honest with you, Ben. Look, you know, we keepers sometimes with relegation clubs, they face a lot more shots, but they tend to save a lot more as well. For me, I think he's a good keeper. Look, if we could bring him in as backup for 1 year, which, you know, under Hugo Lloris, because, look, I'm not sold on Joe Hart. It'd be perfect. But as well, Hugo Lloris is 1 year left in his contract. We don't know what's going to go on there. So we do need to sign Sam Johnstone. And so that even if we can't get the keeper we want after Hugo Lloris goes, if that is what's going to happen, we still have a decent keeper there. And to be honest with you, I think he's very underrated. A lot of people turn their nose up at him just because he plays for West Brom. But anytime I've seen him last season, he's a very capable goalkeeper. He pulls off some saves. And just with the Arsenal and the 10 coming in, see, a lot of clubs use this. Like, we've seen it with Tomiyasu. Arsenal have no interest in Tomiyasu. But Bologna use Arsenal's name to say they're interested to try and get more of a fee out of Tottenham. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes down.
So are Arsenal using our name, or are we using their name in this one?
I hope it's us using their name, because, look, they have Bernd Leno. You know, he's tied down on a contract. Look, whether we like him or not is a different story, but they do have him. Okay, it could be true because, look, you seen what Runnerson done the other day against Hibernian. You know, Arsenal are back, baby. That's what we want. But you seen what Runnerson done against Hibernian. So, you know, it could very well be true that Arsenal do want him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, it will be interesting. And I kind of agree with you with Sam Johnstone. I do think he's a very good keeper, but I think that when we're looking to replace someone of Hugo Lloris's stature and look at his quality, it's going to be very, very hard. And I know a lot of people kind of dig into Hugo Lloris over the years, but I do feel like when Hugo goes, it's going to be one of those as that, you know, you won't know it's gone until it's gone, or you won't miss it till it's gone kind of thing with Hugo Lloris, because he is a top quality keeper, no matter what mistakes he's made in the past. Yeah,
and look, at Tottenham, up until maybe you could say about for the last 15 years, but we've always struggled to have a good goalkeeper. I remember growing up watching Ian Walker and goals and stuff like that. So
we're laughing when we conceded the 7th goal against Newcastle.
Yeah, absolute joke. And this is the thing. It's one we have to get right, because for years, like growing up, you know, with Tottenham, I was kind of like, why can't we get a goalkeeper? Why can't we get a good goalkeeper? And we solved that. So hopefully, we do get. Look, we have a year. We have 1 year to find Hugo Lloris's replacement. So look, hopefully they can do it. Hopefully Daniel Levy and Paratici can sort that out. Do I have faith in it at the minute? No, I don't. I think, you know, it could be a case that Hugo Lloris contract is up. He wants to go, and that, you know, Sam Johnstone is a stopgap until we find that keeper. That could well be the case, but with Hugo Lloris, a lot of us thought maybe he was going back to PSG to retire. You know, see out, get a French league and stuff like that. They've got Donnarumma. They still have Keylor Navas. So he's not going to PSG. So it'll be interesting. He might even sign a contract yet. Who knows?
We'll have to wait to see how that one plays out. But let's move on. The next publication we're going to be talking through is The Athletic. And they say Jack Clarke has decided he wants to stay at Tottenham to fight for his place this season, place in the squad, despite interest from a number of clubs domestically and abroad. I mean, it's a weird one with Jack Clarke, isn't it? Because he hasn't kicked on at all since signing. None of his loan moves has worked out. He even went back to his parent club in Leeds just after we signed him, and he didn't even get 1 minute on the pitch. I mean, have you seen anything from Jack Clarke to tell you that he can fight for his place this season?
No, absolutely not. And look, he does have ability, but what he doesn't have is he's not bulky enough. He doesn't have the strength. In the Premier League, it's all well and good having the ability, but you also need the strength to be able to get by your man. And he just doesn't have it, and it's hindering his progress. That's why his loan moves haven't worked out. He's not built for men's football yet. And look, Leeds pulled their pants down on that transfer. Let's be honest, they pulled their pants down.
10 million.
And, for me, I really don't think he is going to work out, and I think we just have to cut the losses. But at the same time, we don't have Gareth Bale for the right-hand side. We're left with Bergwijn now. So he probably will have to be kept, maybe come off the bench. Who knows? I don't know. I would like to see him gone, but I do think there probably is a case of keeping him if we don't sign anybody.
It's a strange one because, you know, he goes to the Championship on these loan deals. He can't cut it there. And then we're saying, yeah, come back to Tottenham and let's see what you can do here. But he's not going to do anything here. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And I think that we just need to cut our losses, get us just as little or as much as we can from him through the door this summer and just say, thank you very much for trying, but goodbye. I mean, what else can we do at the end of this day? I think this Jack Clark's been here for what, 2-3 years now. And I think every single move he's done has not worked out. So I can't see it working out. But The Athletic go on to say, talking about Tomiyasu now, and they say it's the closest to completion now. It's going to be our first signing of the summer, with both clubs now finalising a deal believed to be around 15 million euros plus add-ons. I mean, did you know much about him before we were linked with him?
Look, I've seen bits and pieces of him before we were linked to him. I like to watch a bit of football when Spurs aren't playing. I like to watch other leagues and stuff like that. So I know a bit about him. Look, I do think he's going to be a very good signing for Tottenham. I do. And plus, look, it's going to suit Daniel Levy with the revenue. You know, he's Japanese, the Asian market. And for me, look, with this one, I'll be honest with you, I was told that this deal was a done deal already. And that they're just waiting to more or less time it with the Olympics to announce it because of the exposure that it's going to get over in Japan and everything else. And it'd be good for Tottenham for the revenue-wise. So, yeah, look, I'm all happy to get Tomiyasu in. He can play right back, he can play centre-back, he can play in a back three or a back four. So it suits Nuno Espirito Santos straight away. So I think it'll be a very good signing.
Is he an upgrade on Juan Foyth? Because he pays a sign of similar positions to Juan Foyth.
Do you know what? I'm not sure. With Juan Foyth, I think in hindsight it was probably a bad idea to put that clause in for Villarreal. I probably would have bought him back this season and given him a chance to, at least pre-season to try and stake a claim in the team. He's after winning the Europa League. He can't be that bad of a player. With Juan Foyth, though, Ben, it was interesting because when we signed him, he was actually playing in an advanced midfield role in Argentina. And Pochettino, for some reason, tried to convert him back to a right back / centre back. And with him, we've seen with Foyth, he was very good on the ball. But he was playing in the wrong areas of the pitch. And since he's gone to Villarreal, that clicked. With Tomiyasu, look, I do think he's going to be a good signing. Look, it'll be a good backup for Doherty down the right-hand side if we need. And plus, he can cover in at centre-back if we do have injuries and that. So I think it's going to be a very good signing commercially and on the pitch. So I think it's a win-win for us, that.
Completely agree. Moving on, Charlie Eccleshare from The Athletic. And you'll like this one, David. You'll like this one. And he says, Serge Aurier, Davinson Sanchez, Moussa Sissoko, Eric Lamela, all up for sale this summer. But there's one thing being up for sale. We need teams to come in for them now. I know we've tried to do a deal with Sevilla for Davinson Sanchez and Jules Koundé and what have you, but it doesn't look like that's going to get over the line. Do you see clubs coming in for a Moussa Sissoko, Eric Lamela, potentially Serge Aurier as well?
Look, with Sissoko and Aurier, I already thought, supposedly moves were more or less in place for them. The thing is with getting rid of these Deadwood, like, people are going to say clubs won't come in for them. Clubs will come in for them. It's Daniel Levy. He's trying to make what he paid for them plus what he's paid in wages throughout their Tottenham career. He doesn't want to take a hit on them. And for me, he's just going to have to realise where we are at the minute. He has to take a hit and rebuild this squad. The only thing with disappointing with that list is I didn't hear Harry Winks. So I'm a bit disappointed there. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I heard on there was a little update on Harry Winks, and it said that he's going to be told next week by Nuno where he fits in the plans at Tottenham. But I got a feeling that that Nuno might give him a chance. I really do. I think Nuno might give him a chance. Yeah.
Do you know what? I had that feeling he will too. I have a feeling Ben Davies will stay as well. I hope not Eric Dyer, especially with some of the looks Nuno has been giving him. It doesn't fill me with very much confidence, I'll be honest with you. But look, with Harry Winks, we have Ndombele, we have Lo Celso, we have Skip, we have Højbjerg and Winks. So that's 5 midfielders going into the season. Now, last season, we were probably caught out a bit short in there. Højbjerg was having to play every game. Ndombele had fitness and injury problems, same as Lo Celso. So it probably does make sense to keep him about. How much of a role he's going to play, I'm not sure. Hopefully not too much. Because with Winks, I genuinely don't think he's good enough. With Højbjerg, right? He's He does everything that a centre midfielder needs to do well, very well. He's not exceptional in everything, but he does everything very well. With Harry Winks, I think if he bulked up a bit and wasn't afraid to get challenged and not afraid to put in a challenge, I think there is a player there, but I don't think it's going to click with him. He's already mid-20s. Half of his career is already down the pan. So look, with Harry Winks, he probably will be kept around, fill in for the Europa Conference League games like that. Look, I just want as much of this deadwood as gone as possible. Even if we can get rid of 3 or 4 this summer and bring in 2 or 3, and just kind of rotate the feeling around in the dressing room as well, that would be very ideal for Tottenham.
Yeah, and it's a good point what you make about the Europa Conference League as well, because we're going to need like pretty much 2 teams to field, one in like the league and the cups and another one for the Europa Conference League. So some of these deadwood, like you say, Harry Winks and Eric Dyer will be filling in for the Europa Conference League, maybe alongside, Dane Scarlett and Alfie Devines and what have you. So it could be a good match of like kind of experience and youth for the Europa Conference League. I don't know how you're feeling about that.
No, look, with the Europa Conference League, I don't want to be putting out our best players with a chance of them getting injured and then plus fatigue. I do think we will have to rely on the youngsters and the likes of squad players, likes of Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, Harry Winks, and stuff like that to help them through the game. But at the same time, we did use them in the Europa League last season. Look what happened there, especially against Zagreb. You know what I mean? It was heartbreaking. But the thing is, Europa Conference League, you are going to probably be playing a few worse teams in it. As the competition goes along, as the later stages come around, maybe you're playing better teams, you can look at maybe bring the likes of Kane and that in. But I fully agree with you. For the Conference League, it has to be a mix of youngsters and squad players. Give them minutes, see what they can do, because it'll benefit Tottenham as well. Because if the likes of Harry Winks and Dyer and stuff like that, and they do end up stepping up this season and taking whatever opportunities are given to them, well, then it means it's better for the first team, because it creates competition. It means when you look at the bench, you can be inspired. You can say, well, look, you can bring Harry Winks on. Look what he done in the Europa Conference League. He's on form. He's confident. You can bring him on, because I don't know about you, but me last season, Ben, anytime I looked at the bench, I was never inspired. I was never confident that a player was ever going to come on and change the game. So, the Europa Conference League we can use to get minutes to boys and hopefully provide competition for the first team.
All right. And on the same kind of topic, but this is from a different journalist, and Gianluigi Longari from Sport Italia says Fiorentina now want to sign Tottenham forward Eric Lamela and believe his current contractual situation could favour signing him this transfer window. I mean, for me, I think Lamela's time has come and gone at Tottenham now. I think he's been here for way too long. We've never got a full season out of him. And I think that if we could get him on the pitch week in, week out, I would keep him. But we just can't. The matter of fact is we just can't.
No, look, he's been down ever since his dog died, 5 years ago. He's been down ever since then. Look, with Lamela, last season, he kind of came to the fore purely because of his work rate. And that's it. And that goes to show what went on last season, that, he was one of our best players when he did play, purely because he was putting in the work rate, putting in the effort. So for me, you can't really survive on that at Tottenham alone. And he's been here way too long. 8 years now. He's nearly at a testimonial stage. He's done absolutely nothing to deserve it. And for me, we have to cut ties, get him gone. We have to get him gone. He's never done enough in the Spurs shirt for me. And look, it's a start of rotating the squad. We have to get him gone and just take what money you can get for him at this point.
The two Rabonas not get you that contract then at Tottenham?
Well, look, at Tottenham, 2 Rabonas probably would get you the contract. I'll be honest with you. Look, I could turn up to a Rabona and I'm sure Daniel Levy would sign me. You know what I mean? But look, as much as the Rabona was nice against Arsenal, that result didn't go our way, But for me, no, look, he doesn't do enough. Look, he works hard when he plays, but it's how often you can get him on the pitch. That's the problem for me. And then what he does do when he's on the pitch, sometimes going forward, isn't enough. There's times there where he's breaking forward, and all he has to do is just pass it left or right, we're in. And he ends up just running straight, losing the ball. And, we can't be having that. He's 28. He should be more experienced than that, and should know when to play the right pass. So for me, look, get him gone, get him back to Italy. Probably suit him over there,
Yeah, I completely agree. Chris Waugh from the Newcastle Athletic is saying that Newcastle are now interested in Cameron Carter-Vickers. I can't believe Cameron Carter-Vickers is still at Tottenham after all these years, and he's still at Tottenham. I mean, this guy, when's he going to go? When's he going to go for good?
Same. I feel like since I've been a young lad, this guy is constantly
Sim, by the way.
Oh, Ben, sorry. I feel like since I've been a young lad that this guy is constantly just being loaned out. For me, look, another player, just get him gone. He's never going to make it. Just sell him. Just sell him. And hopefully Newcastle do come in and make that offer.
Yeah, and I think we extended his contract last year just to get a bit of extra money for him, and all it does is hold us to more ransom, and other clubs just take him on loan without buying him. So we just need to run down his contract or sell him like ASAP now. Build out of Germany are saying RB Leipzig have pulled out the deal for Maxence Lacroix after deep negotiations, leaving Tottenham Hotspur at the front of the queue now. I mean, he's one who I desperately want in at centre-back. I think he's a top talent. I think I was tracking him a bit last season. I thought he was absolutely unbelievable for Wolfsburg. Have you seen much of him? And is this a deal that excites you?
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of the guy. And yeah, it does excite me. Look, a lot of top clubs are sniffing around him as well. If Tottenham can stoop in and get that done, brilliant. But the only thing is, we know about Paratici's transfer tactics. He goes for up to about 5-6 players, if not more, in the same position. 10. Oh, I didn't want to say that because maybe I thought maybe it was a bit exaggeration. But look, most clubs do actually operate like that. Maybe not as far as 10. But I worry, is it like, because we've had Kunde, we've had Tomiyasu, Lacroix, apparently we put back in a big for Skriniar, stuff like that. So it really is hard to gauge who's coming in. But with Paratici's transfer targets, the way he operates in the window, I think we have to give it patience because, look, although it does look like we are just interested FC, one thing it will do is that we're putting all of our eggs in different baskets, which is good because it means then we can take the pick of what we want. We can really analyze what's best for us and then really get that one over the line. Rather than go for one target, it doesn't work out, and then the target you really wanted is already gone elsewhere because we weren't in for him and we left it too long. So it's an interesting tactic, see how it pays off. But with Lacroix, yeah, look, I'd love him to come in. Anyone that's willing to come in and help this defence, I'd bring in. I think he's a very good centre-back. I think he's capable. But most importantly, I want players coming in that want to be here. Like Kunde is coming out saying he doesn't want to be here, he wants Champions League. Okay, go somewhere else. I don't want you here. We already have too many players that do not want to be here. So it's important that whoever does come in, especially if we do get this guy in, that he wants to come.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And the last one on the transfers is from Alexis Bernard from Le Ten Sport out in France. And he says, Arsenal and Tottenham now are battling for the signature of Hossam Aouar of Lyon. The Gunners are currently bid less than 20 million euros and Lyon want around 25 million euros. Tottenham on the other side could offer that apparently. And I think that he is one that would fit in well. He works well with Tanguy and Ndombele. We saw that at Lyon. And he's a top quality player, Hossam Aouar, and I would absolutely welcome him with open arms.
No, he's a brilliant player. Look, and it'd be brilliant because Arsenal really wanted him last summer. Couldn't get him. They've gone back in over the course of the end of the season and this transfer window to try and get him. Can't get him. And I would love nothing better to sneak in and take that deal. Plus, he's an absolute quality player. He gets forward. He has goals in him. He has assists in him. And he likes to get stuck in as well. I really like him. 25 million is very, very cheap, to be honest, considering this was a guy that was touted for a 50-60 million move last summer. So, look, if it is 25 million, just go in, give them the 25 million and get the deal done. Don't be arsing around over 2.5 million or add-ons or anything like that. Just pay the 25 million and get them done. You're getting one over on your rivals, which would be good PR for Daniel Levy. And he's a quality player, which will improve our midfield. But if we do get in Hossam Aouar, it means one of our centre midfielders have to go. Because you can't really go through the season with 6, so it'll be interesting.
Well, you know what Levy's going to do? He'll send them over Harry Winks and a bag of crisps or something, and say, "There you go, that'll do it."
Look, if we could add a Harry Winks into that deal, that would be unbelievable. That would be unbelievable business. It really would. But no, Hossam Aouar, I really like him, and I really would like to get him in. Like I said, he gets stuck in, which you want. He's comfortable on the ball, which is a big part of. Look, not only fitness, but last season, the reason why we were sitting and dropping so deep is because we couldn't keep the ball. We weren't confident on the ball, especially out wide, playing it into the middle. We were not keeping the ball. We were just giving it back to the opposition. And what we need is someone in midfield who can come in, who's confident on the ball, and who can take it in tight spaces, but can dictate the tempo of the game. Slow it down, quicken up, play left, play right, play over the top, play 1-2. So, and Hossam Aouar is that sort of midfielder, so it'll be a very good addition if we could get him. And it means then we'll have Højbjerg, Aouar, Ndombele, a fit Ndombele, and Lo Celso. So we'd probably have the best centre midfielders in the Premier League if we got him in.
Well, I mean, I hope we can get a fit on Ndombele, because I've seen pictures of him on his way back from pre-season, and he does look overweight. I'm not going to lie, he does look overweight. But
Looks
you
like
know,
he's been hanging out with Willian.
yeah, I know. Willian and Bellerin as well got two big beer bellies I saw in that friendly against Hibs. That was brilliant to see. But in the last bit of news I've got is quotes from Japhet Tanganga on Nuno. And it's quite interesting because a lot of Spurs fans had kind of reservations about Nuno, about the style of football he was playing, about how pragmatic he's going to be and what have you. And these are the quotes from Tanganga, which is really interesting. And he says, "I can tell you for sure that we're going to be attacking because that's how we've been working hard on training and on pressing and implementing his ideas." And then he goes on to say, "I think a lot of players already love Nuno in terms of we've been working hard and he's been giving information to everyone and he's been very transparent." So, I mean, really good quotes there from Japhet Tanganga talking about how we're going to be attacking, we're going to be pressing, and how all the players already really love him.
No, it's absolute great quotes. And I hope it does work out. With Nuno, right? People think he is pragmatic, but we have to remember he switched from a back five to a back four last season. Yeah. And he was trying to be more attacking. Yeah. And for me, I do think he will be attacking at Tottenham. Look, coming from Wolves to Tottenham is different. You're dealing with Traore and Jimenez compared to Kane and Son. If you can get Dele Alli going, which it looks like Dele Alli is focused for this season, you can throw Dele Alli in there. If we can get Bergwijn to take off, hopefully Bergwijn on the right-hand side, with hopefully a fit Ndombele and Højbjerg. You know what I mean? Just get one or two signings in at defence, and yeah, we'd be ready to go. We have a good attacking team there. You can get Højbjerg to push forward, you can get Ndombele to push forward, or you can get Højbjerg to sit deep and let Ndombele have more of a free role in the middle. It'd be absolutely perfect. And I'll be honest with you, I'm super excited going into this season. I really am. I do think Nuno will be a lot better than what people think. Don't get me wrong. Look, it's underwhelming compared to the likes of Conte and Pochettino. But I've done my research into Nuno. This guy is a very, very good manager. You go back, look at what he done with the team that he managed before Portugal. I can't remember the name of it now.
What, Valencia?
No, it was Rio Ave. Yeah, right. He got them to the equivalent to the League Cup final and the FA Cup final in Portugal. They were a relatively unknown team. Yeah. Look, at Porto didn't work out. He finished second. He didn't win the league, which is what they wanted, but he still was up there. With Valencia, look, that's a poison chalice, that job. That's a poison chalice. Look, it's well known. You go to Valencia, you're going to get sacked.
He did well in his first season. He did well in his first season at Valencia, playing really good football. He got sacked the next season, and then they went and signed Gary Neville. We all know what happened there. And then after that, the Wolves job was absolutely brilliant job he did at Wolves. Brilliant job.
See, and this is the thing. If you look what he done with Wolves, right? Take last season out of the equation. If we would have been linked with him, or him coming in off the back of finishing 7th place with Wolves and getting him into European competition after coming up from Championship, a lot more Spurs fans would have been on board with that. You know what I mean? And for me, I do think we're going to see exciting football this season. I really do. Look, we're off the back of 2 negative years, a year and a half, whatever. You know what I mean? Of negativity, players not pulling their weight, this, that, and the other. And that has to change at some time. Why can't it be this season? With Tanganga coming out with his quotes, I absolutely love it. And Tanganga, I hope he has a big season this season. Yeah. Just back to Nuno quickly. The good thing with this is, with Nuno, against teams you're expecting to beat, you can go with your 4-2-3-1. Against the bigger teams, I do expect to see, a 5 across the back, your 3 centre-backs, your 2 wing-backs. And it's good. It's what you need because, look, unless you're Man City, you can go and play the same way every week and be confident. Yeah. But outside of that, you need to be able to engineer results sometimes. And I think that's going to work perfectly. The bigger games, you can go 5-2 wing-backs, get them forward. And the teams you're expecting to beat, go 4-2-3-1 and just go at them.
Yeah, look, I completely agree with you on Nuno. I love the signing. And I think that a lot more people would have been behind it from the start if we would have got him straight away and none of this messing around for 72 days without a manager. And I think that he was available. He was available right at the end of the season. So if we would have gone for him there, I think a lot of more people would have jumped on that bandwagon quicker than they have done. But I've jumped on it. I think Nuno is a brilliant manager. But the only reason why it's hard for me to get quite excited for the season just yet is because we haven't sorted out the defence yet. As soon as we sort out the defence, I think we're going to have a good season. I can't see us not having a good season if we have a good defence, because we would have had a good season last year if we had a good defence. Let's be honest.
Yeah, look, if we had a good defence last season, I genuinely believe we would have got top 4. I do think that. And Do you know what? As much as I hate the shitbag Daniel Levy, as much as I hate Daniel Levy, I don't think he is naive and stupid enough to go into this season with the same defence. I really don't. I really do think he will get in a couple of defenders. And look, as much negativity as Tottenham has brought us, and as much as we've been pissed off with Tottenham, I do believe it's important we go into the season with renewed optimism. I know people are going to, cane me in the comments saying, "Oh, but we haven't signed anyone. How can you say that?" Signings will come. With Jose Mourinho, a lot of signings came later on in the window. I do believe signings will come. Look, if they don't come, you're very right to be pissed off at Tottenham. But I do think the signings will come. And look, let's just go into this season with renewed optimism. Get behind the team, get behind the boys, get behind the manager, and see what we can do. You can get behind them without getting behind Levy. At the end of the day, we all have problems with Levy, but it doesn't mean we have to hate Tottenham. We love that badge for a reason. We absolutely love it. And for me, we have to we have to get behind him.
Exactly. I even got Enoch out plastered over my flat, so there you go. But look, David, absolute pleasure to have you on as always, my friend. And hopefully we'll see you again sometime soon, maybe in the next few days. But yeah, that is your Tottenham update today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the news we spoke about today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.